I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome back to Tuesday. Already Tuesday. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
I can't, and it's a short week.
It is a short week, and yep, it's almost the 4th of July weekend.
Which means it's soon going to be time for Christmas. So.
Oh yeah, which means, yeah, exactly. Get those trees out of the attic. You know what I mean?
Pumpkin spice is right around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the American flag is there, and peeking out from behind it is a pumpkin. It's right there.
Yep. So, yeah. In honor of that, we're going to be doing a episode that has nothing to do with any of that. And we are going to be, we love educating our audience. It's one of my favorite things. I know it's one of your favorite things.
It is, and ourselves in the process. And
where are you right now? I just realized, you are kind of in
a secret, undisclosed location.
Yeah, you're in the underground, tunnel,
there was
the basement. You're in the basement.
There was some concern, so they moved me down to the bunker. There was some security concerns, so I got moved down to the bunker.
I didn't get that. They still got me up here in the break room.
Yeah, well, they can't have both of us in the same location, because if something happens to one of us, at least it can still be the A or M podcast, whoever, makes it through.
So. Yeah, so I'm still up here. I'm at the top of the building, so
yeah.
That's fine. I had to make a coffee anyway, so I don't mind being in here.
There you are.
So yeah, anyways, today, because we like educating you guys, I think some of you guys maybe need to be educated on some of this, and we're going to be talking about things that
it's like you're asking for nasty comments by saying that. But
right.
Continue.
Because then they're going to be like, you need to be educated.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I do know that one of mine is pretty factual because, well, I fact checked all of them, but sometimes my sources are wrong. And even when I read Adrian one of them, and he fact checked it, and I was like, oh, okay, so at least I know I got one of them that's
right,
Google certified. So yeah, we're going to be talking about things that you might have thought were true, but they're not true. So we're going to be debunking some things.
Myths.
We're like, we're
like Mythbusters, but a much more low budget version.
Yeah, exactly. We're exactly. I was gonna say funnier, but
that too.
Would you like to go first?
I will like you to go first.
I was getting nervous going first. Okay, so my first one is one that I think we've all heard our whole lives, which is if you shave specifically your facial hair, but just shave your hair, period, that it's gonna grow back thicker. And yeah, that is BS. It's a lie.
Yes, that's right.
It's not true. It's a lie.
That is correct. It is not true.
So I read that, I guess people think that it's fact just because I guess when you shave the hair, you give it basically a blunt cut, which makes it appear like it's thicker or whatever, but there's not actually
that never made
more
sense to me.
hair. You're not gonna grow back more. You're not gonna shave your armpits and then have more hair in your armpits. You're just the follicule is the follicule.
Yeah, it's like if you cut a tree off, it's gonna look like there's more tree there, but it's just one tree still. It's just gonna grow thicker. Yeah, so it doesn't really. Yeah,
it just has the appearance and the feel that it's thicker, but it's not actually thicker.
Yeah.
If I let my leg hair grow really long, it would probably feel like a lot of leg hair, but
yeah,
it's not. So yeah,
I believe that one. I believe that one.
You guys
so
can share.
Stop saying that.
Yeah,
stop saying it's true, because we just told you it's not.
Yeah, y'all can shave all you want, you know?
I feel like we're both being a little sassy with this tonight. I don't know why. I don't know. Are we having a bad week? I
I
don't.
get a
It's
little
too early.
sassy when I'm like a little know-it-all of it
Yeah,
all.
me
You know
too.
what I mean?
So
Very
there.
this is giving me very like know-it-all vibes because I did some research. I did a
This
little bit of research.
this one is for my nerd friends in the crowd, and you know who you are. Um, this is a very common one that comes from Star Wars lore, and it's that Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." And there's all kinds of things that post that everywhere, and it's one of those like famous movie quotes, but it's not the real quote because in reality, Darth Vader never actually says Luke. The line is, "No, I am your father." He says,
Oh,
"No, I
I've
am your
heard, you know
father."
what? I've heard that before as like some people think that that's like what is that? Like the Mandela effect
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
things
yeah.
because we
It kind of
all
is. Yeah,
heard Luke, I am your father.
yeah, but it
No, I
wasn't.
am your father.
Yeah,
Luke,
because
I am
because
your
the line
father.
is something about Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father, and Luke says he told me enough. He told me you killed him, and Darth Vader says, "No, I am your father." So, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, but everybody remembers it the other way.
I wonder why. Like, I wonder what, we just, like, collectively, how collectively we all just came to
I
that.
think it's I think it's a condensed way of saying the line. I think that's where it started. Like it's kind of like you don't want to have to say the whole scene
Like, it
like I
doesn't
just
make
did,
sense
right?
to say, it doesn't make sense to say, no, I am your father,
Yeah,
randomly.
yeah. Yeah. So if you're trying to condense it down, it's like, Luke, I am your father. But that's just my theory on it.
Like, because he's talking to Luke.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Obviously, Luke could have been. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, okay. That is a good one. Of course you would have the Star Wars one. Um, okay, this was a really interesting one for myself. Um, so chameleons match. It's the like false thing is that chameleons just match whatever they're touching, but that's actually not true. I mean, not entirely true.
Right.
So
They don't
they
do. It's not for camouflage,
it's
is
not
what
for
you're saying.
camouflage. It's for communication,
Oh.
actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm. It's yeah, it's for communication between other chameleons. Well, I mean that's
Oh.
one of them. I guess they do it for like multiple different reasons, but it's not just to like blend in with their
Right.
surroundings. And I think a lot of
So
times they do blend in with their surroundings just because like
coincidence.
earth tones. Yeah.
Yeah. So those commercials where it showed like the chameleon and it would go on like the green paint swatch and change to green and then it would go on those were totally made up.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Who
for
knew?
communication.
That
I
I got that one too, and that one surprised me because I completely thought that was true.
I thought it was like
So
only to camouflage themselves and yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Um I think squid do that though. I think squid do
S-
change. I think it's squid that change to
Maybe.
like match their surroundings and stuff. Like there's animals that do it, but
Yeah. How about this one? Vikings wore horned helmets. Like the Minnesota Vikings have the
oh yeah,
helmets
yeah,
with the
yeah.
horns on the side.
Mhm.
Nope. Pop culture sports teams and movies always show them rushing into battle with giant horns on their heads. In
Mhm.
reality, there is zero historical or archaeological evidence of this. The myth was largely popularized by 19th century costume designers during the revival of Norse sagas and operas. So it's something that was totally made up by pop culture or pop culture from the, I guess, early 1900s.
So did they wear helmets period or just not helmets with
I,
horns, I
I,
wonder.
I guess they wore helmets, but I don't think they had giant horns on them. Like I've seen helmets that were more like sort of the same
Oh,
shape, but
true,
had
true, true.
face things on them. But yeah,
I guess the
they did
horns
not wear
is a
horned
little
helmets.
like it's a little nichey. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, they serve zero purpose. Like, what are those horns
True.
gonna do?
Yeah, they never
It's
use them in battle in anything that we do see of them. That's
Yeah,
true.
like I feel like they would be primarily decorative, and what point does that make in military garb?
That's funny. I love that, honestly, like even going through some of these is really funny because again, like kind of like with the Luke, I am your father thing, like it's really funny how collectively we just all have been forever just playing a giant game of telephone. Like
That's true.
this isn't
Yeah,
one of my things, and I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, but like, when you're little and your parents tell you that it's just like illegal to drive with the light on, like turn that light off back there, it's illegal, you're gonna get us pulled
right,
over. Like
right.
that really is just, I guess, maybe just something that like you you hear and we all just keep passing down generation after generation and moving all across the, whatever, but
Yeah,
it is funny that collectively we all just
we
believe the
just
same
accept them.
false things. How
Yeah,
do we all believe the
it's
same false things?
there's also a possibility that some of these are those random random facts that I think I know, you know. They could show up in some of these, I think.
Oh,
I feel like they could.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to talk about that all the time about these like things that I just know and I don't know why I know them, but I know them, and yeah, definitely could be some of those in here, I feel like.
I think these definitely are going to be like just those good conversation starters. Like guys, when you're trying to make small talk, just remember some of these facts, just whip them out, bring them up.
Right.
Like this one, which is very this is actually I think one that you told me when I was little. And I don't know, I guess maybe it might have, but coffee stunts your growth.
Yep.
It's actually false. It's not true.
Hmm.
Um
Wow.
but so, and maybe this is where it came from, because I did see that sleep deprivation as the result of too much coffee or caffeine in general can stunt your growth. Human growth hormone secretion levels are dependent on sleep, as well as like,
Ah.
a bunch of other factors with nutrition and exercise and all that stuff. But, so maybe that's where like the rumor, kind of
Right.
took off with coffee stunting your growth
Right.
because, yeah,
I think that's also an example of correlation without causation, you know?
yeah,
Because two things happen in some relation to each other doesn't mean that one caused the other. So that's what that
exactly.
is.
Which happens with
That's what
like
that is. That's
a lot of things, I think. Like you think
yeah.
that I have another one on my list that I won't, talk about just yet because it's not time yet. But yeah, it's one of those things that like, yeah, because too much caffeine would, maybe make you not, it would keep you up, like, our audience, we've talked about
Not
it before,
yeah.
like we can both literally drink a cup of coffee in bed, set our coffee cup, our empty coffee cup on the nightstand and pass out. Like no
Right.
problem.
Yep. Yep.
But and by the way, like get good quality sleep, okay? When I
Yeah.
say pass out, I mean yeah, I'm out until the morning.
And
But
full caffeine coffee, by the way, not
full
that decaf stuff.
caffeine coffee.
Full strength, full caffeine coffee.
But I know some people that can't have it past like 3 p.m. or they'll be up all
Oh
night.
yeah.
So,
They'll be bouncing off the but is that see, I always wonder with that, is that people that caffeine affects them differently than it does us? Do we have something like, metabolically or whatever in us that caffeine doesn't affect us the same way? Or does it affect them that way because is it the placebo effect is what I'm trying to say. Without saying placebo effect, although I just
yeah, cuz
said placebo
like
effect.
I also know people who do drink a lot of coffee, or not a lot of coffee, who don't drink a lot of coffee and will have a coffee like once in a while,
Hmm.
and I don't think like caffeine, I think it's just like maybe it's how your body absorbs it, or yeah, like something with
Right.
the genetics, I don't know,
Is
but
there a tolerance that your body builds to it, like with alcohol? Like with people who drink alcohol a lot, you can drink more without it impacting you.
yeah, I don't know.
Is it the same thing with caffeine? I don't know.
So yeah, guys, don't let anybody tell you that coffee stunts your growth, because it doesn't. Just sleep
Okay.
deprivation. Sleep deprivation might.
I have a very similar one for you. Sugar makes kids hyperactive.
Is that not
Sugar
true?
makes kid bad.
Sugar
That is
does
not
not?
true. It says the myth is put a bowl of candy in front of a kid and they will bounce off the walls. The reality, dozens of double-blind studies have shown that sugar does not, I repeat, not alter behavior or attention span. The hype is usually physiological. Parents expect them to be
Ah,
wild at birthday parties or holidays where the environment itself is what's actually causing the excitement. So again, correlation without causation.
so the kids aren't hyper because I just gave them all a donut at 8 p.m. or because of the donut at 8 p.m. They're just hype because they got a donut at 8 p.m.
That's exactly. It's not the donut, it's that they got the donut. Exactly.
Huh,
So how about that?
interesting.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know,
apparently they've
but
done studies into it and
I don't
said,
know,
nope,
but
it's not true.
I mean, I guess like it's one of those things that it's like it does make sense, but then it's
Mhm.
like
But
okay,
also, how
but
did they do that study, honestly? Because the double blind study. So does that mean they gave them something that was sweet but didn't have sugar in it? Because then that would be like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I need more information. But
because I feel like there have been times though that like we'll be doing something like I don't know, like a special type of thing or whatever. And there is like a lot of sweet stuff, like things with sugar around.
are there also though not a lot of other kids around?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I guess that's
Yep.
like the like okay,
Yep.
you're not hype. You're just hype because there's cookies and cupcakes here. You just had a little mini cupcake and a cookie and you're hype about it and you're with your friends. So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I ate that cookie. I don't know. But then I've seen them like bounce off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, a study is a study, but
Yeah. Yeah.
who am I?
You know what, too, though? That study may have been paid for by Big Sugar. We don't
Yeah,
know.
Big Sugar said, no, 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 we're not bad. We're not bad. We're doing
Yeah.
double blind studies.
Yeah, that's
Wink.
right. It's great for kids.
Yeah,
It also
true.
doesn't rot their teeth.
True. Like when Big Dairy used to tell us that our bones would grow big and strong or whatever, they would
Yeah.
say, and look at me now. I love a glass of milk, but I don't think it ever made me big and strong. Ah. Okay, so my next one is that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb, but a lot of people think that he was the light bulb. Do you think he invented the light bulb, or do you know a little
I,
bit about him?
this is news to me, so
Oh, really?
tell me more.
Okay, so um, apparently Thomas Edison's patent, it was basically an improvement on the light bulb. So basically, like in short, Thomas Edison just like improved it and figured out a way to like patent it and sell it and like
Okay.
market the light bulb. But
Okay.
um yeah, he stole it, perfected it, and patented it first. So yeah, then he gets the credit obviously for inventing it
Okay.
because he did that. Lots of people were working on light bulbs during Edison's time. He merely bought one of the many light bulb patents that were floating around and experimented with finding the right filament to allow for its practical application. The first source
Yeah.
of electric light was actually invented by Humphrey Davy, but it like I guess wasn't exactly what you would think of like as the now light bulb. It was different.
Yeah. And yet those old classic light bulbs that we have in our houses are called Edison bulbs. So they're not called Davy bulbs. They're
They're
called
not called
Edison
Davy
bulbs.
bulbs, but that's
So
because
this
that's because that light bulb that you have in your house though is not the light bulb um that Humphrey Davy created.
Oh, got
He
you. Okay.
had a light bulb, but yeah, Thomas Edison basically took that idea, made it better, profited off of it. But many other people around that time were creating their own light bulbs.
Got you. That's interesting. I never see now I learned something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's a question for you. So Alexander Graham Bell, invented the telephone, right? Or so I
Right.
think. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. But why? This sounds like I'm being funny, but I'm actually wondering this. When your phone in the old days, in the olden times,
Hmm.
when you had a phone, it had a bell on the phone that would ring when someone called you.
Right.
And there was Bell telephone, right? Which I always assumed was because the phone had a bell on it, but I guess it was from him, right? Did he put a bell on the phone
That's-
because his name was Bell? Is what I'm trying to figure out. This is senseless. I'm talking in a
I
circle.
think no, I think that
I'll
makes
stop now.
sense. I think that would make sense, but maybe he also just did it because like that's the only also
Yeah,
noise that makes sense for a phone ringing.
yeah. Back in the day too, that was probably all
Yeah,
you could do.
that's
You
like
didn't
the only
have like speakers or
like it
horns
wouldn't
or
make
that kind of
sense.
thing.
Like they only had they only really had the noise of musical instruments back then. So like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
other musical instrument makes sense for a phone ring?
Right, right. Yeah,
Um,
true.
yeah, the Thomas Edison thing. It kind of reminds me of like, um, did you ever see the movie The Founder? Have you ever watched that?
Nope, nope.
You should. It's like pretty good. It shows like kind of the sliminess behind like McDonald's, but it's about
Oh wait,
The
is that
guy.
is that the one with what's his name? The
Yeah.
guy from Batman. I can't
Yeah,
think of
yeah,
his
yeah,
name
yeah.
though.
Can't
Wow,
think of his
yeah.
name either. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's in it. Great actor. But
Yeah, he is. He's a good actor.
so basically it's like the story behind McDonald's and how McDonald's came to be. And what ended up happening was like there were I think it was two brothers that used to own McDonald's. And I believe they were the McDonald's brothers. Like McDonald isn't, I don't even think, named after the
Was
guy.
one of them old? Was one of
Um,
them old?
I don't remember.
McDonald old.
Okay.
I think he
So,
had a farm.
anyways,
Sorry. Go
different
ahead.
different McDonald. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were brothers. They owned this like little, burger shack, and the founder of McDonald's, he and I believe back then it was still called McDonald's, but the founder of McDonald's, his job was to sell the milkshake machines, like the little spinner that you put the cup and it spins and makes like the milkshake
Yep.
for you.
Yep.
He was going basically to all these different restaurants and trying to sell them these milkshake machines. That was his job. Then he comes across the McDonald's brothers and their little place. Long story short, ends up finessing them to start God, what's it called when like the fast food restaurant
Franchise.
franchise. So he finesses them to start a franchise, ends up stealing the restaurant from them, like this whatever paperwork he had them sign. There was some small print in there, I guess, that ended up basically letting him pull the carpet from under them and steal the whole
Wow.
branding, the whole restaurant, and then ended up making it just blow up to what it is today. And he gets all the credit for it. The original brothers, I don't think they get
So,
anything from it.
but
Kind of
but
same
and
concept of the
from
Thomas
a
Edison.
yeah, from a money standpoint though, like was the restaurant big because the food was just that good, or was it big because of how he took it and marketed it? You know what I'm saying? Like they make it that
Hmm.
oh, he was this evil jerk that stole their restaurant, out from under them and that. But if he put the effort into, doing all the marketing and making it this brand, like was it really his work that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's,
Well, and I think
I don't know.
before, like, they didn't even want it to be like this big, huge thing. Like, I think from what I remember with it, they kind of didn't mind it being just a small little, like, burger
Right.
shack type of place. But, I also am a big believer that, like, some people just got it and some people just don't when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like Elon Musk, like,
Yeah.
has just all these ideas and he just has that personality, like that fire in him that is like an extreme go-getter type of person. And then, you have the like, I'll do it tomorrow type of people, you
Right.
know?
Right. Yep.
Or
Yeah.
just not even the I'll do it tomorrow people, but like even just the, you know, no, I'm content with this burger shack versus we could blow this up and put this literally all over the world, and we're going to,
Yeah. Some people are happy
you
running a
know.
food truck. Other people want to run a conglomerate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So,
That is true.
yeah.
Well, mine's much. My next one is much more simple than that. Have you ever heard that goldfish only have like a 3-second memory?
Yes.
They say like they have a very
You have
short
the
memory. It's
memory of a
not true.
goldfish.
Yep, it's not true. So if
Hmm.
somebody says it to you, it's not that insulting.
Oh, okay, good.
Because it says goldfish have a 3-second memory. The myth, they swim in a bowl and are constantly surprised by the castle, which is hilarious to put it that way. Like, oh, there's a castle there, and then they
Yeah.
swim around again and go, huh, a castle. Um, the reality,
That's
goldfish
funny.
actually have great memories and can remember things for months. They can be trained to navigate mazes, respond to light
Oh
cues,
my gosh.
and even remember their owners' faces around feeding time. So,
Oh, that's
yeah, they don't
sweet.
have a 3-second memory. So,
That's
I don't,
rude for anyone who made
yeah,
that rumor.
yeah. It's just maybe he just likes the castle that much that every time he swims
He's
around,
just
he's
in
like,
awe by it.
man, that's a great castle. That is a
Yeah.
great looking castle.
Yeah, right. No, exactly. Who said he was like surprised that it was there each time? He could have just been
Yeah,
admiring it each time, like, God, that's a
yeah,
good looking castle.
yes, exactly.
Oh, I love that. Did you hear that like goldfish they say, which I don't know how true this is, but that like I guess if you like let a goldfish loose into like a lake or something, and assuming he doesn't get eaten and stays alive, that they grow like to be huge.
Well, yeah, it's similar to koi. Like koi, if you grow them in a small pond, grow them. What am I even saying? If you have them in a small pond, they'll stay relatively small. If you put them in a larger pond, they'll grow bigger.
Yeah, like there's literally
Yeah.
like people. There was like a thing I guess
This could be
before.
a myth, though. This could be another myth that we're just
Well,
spreading
like
because it's
I've seen
factual.
pictures, but like what's AI and what's not these days. But I've seen
That's true.
pictures before where it's like
Yeah, because if I
a
drop like a goldfish in the ocean, does it suddenly become like whale size?
yeah,
Is
no,
that
there
gonna happen?
have been like sightings of
Wow.
like these giant goldfish, and apparently like they actually like eat other fit like they get very
Wow. Well, I mean, you get that big, you got to find
invasive.
something to sustain you, you know?
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Okay, so um apparently it is fake that 1 human year is 7 dog years. Like that's not really a thing. Also the like
Hmm.
obviously cats have 9 lives thing, also fake,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, 1 human year does not equal 7 dog years. But um it's said that this like theory came from like I guess people trying to humanize dogs and find some kind of correlation because a dog's average lifespan is around average 10 years. Depending on the
Right.
breed, obviously, because some dogs, like my little Rainy, can live up to like 15,
Right. Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Bigger dogs tend to be shorter, smaller dogs tend to be longer
So
for whatever reason.
like this
So,
came
I
from
mean,
like the average human year being like
right.
70
Right.
ish.
Right.
It's like people basically correlating. So it says
Yeah.
oh
I
wait.
mean, I never took that one to mean like the people were saying, you know, what happens in 1 human year, is like for a dog that feels like 7 years of their life. I never took it to mean that. I always took it to kind of mean, like that their lifespan is 1/7 of ours, basically. Right?
Yeah, it's basically like the first 3 years of a dog's life. I can't remember where I saw this, but it was like the first 3 years of a dog's life is like they age a certain amount of like human
I
years, and then after the first 3 years, they age 5 years for every 1 human year,
Oh,
or
okay. I
something
was
like
gonna
that.
say because now that you mention that, I do always wait until my dog is 3 to give it any liquor.
Oh yeah, so that's
So
probably
that would be
exactly.
21 because it's 3.
Yeah, like Maple is 4 now, so she's a cat, but she's 4 now,
Yeah.
so 9, that means she's like older than me now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So she
we're
should
just
be taking care of you at this point.
right.
Or
Like
no,
stop looking at me
something.
for food, Maple. You're old enough to
Yeah.
get it yourself.
Like, go get a job and start paying rent, you
Yeah,
cat.
actually. Like you can scoop
Um,
your own litter box now. You're not a
yeah,
baby
that's right.
anymore.
Why am I still cleaning that up? Right.
So yeah, I think like that's where it all comes from, just because like they do age faster, but it's
Right.
not like the whole 7-year rule
Right.
thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. How about this one? This is also somewhat animal related, but much different. Um, if you cut an earthworm in half, they'll grow into 2 worms.
Oh, I've heard that before. Is that fake?
It's not true, not true. Chop an earthworm and both halves will grow back and crawl away as independent twins. The reality, earthworms have a distinct head and tail. The head end contains the vital organs like the brain and the heart. If cut behind those organs, the head end might regenerate a new tail, but the tail end cannot grow a new head
Oh,
and
true.
organs and will always die. So it's not it's like a lizard. You cut the
Like a
lizard's tail
lizard,
off,
yeah.
it can grow a new tail. Same thing with an earthworm, but the tail of the lizard that you cut off doesn't grow a new body. That's
Which,
not how it
by
works.
the way, like, can we just talk for a second about how crazy it is that they can just grow their limbs back like
Yeah.
that? Like, oh my God,
Yeah,
that
that
is
is
actually like a little monster-esque
it's
of
like
them.
a or a superpowerish. It's like a superpower to me. It's like, imagine if like somebody could cut your finger off and you just be like, that's fine, I'll grow a new one. You'd be kind of like Deadpool. I think that's how Deadpool works.
Like when I thought I broke my toe and I'm like, oh, nothing I can really do. It's gonna heal itself. Like that actually made me
Yeah.
feel. And now, like it never happened.
Yeah.
So isn't
That's
that
it.
kind of crazy? The human
Yeah.
body is also amazing,
Yeah.
as
Yeah. The
is
fact that
the
we can
worm body.
break bones and they can just fix themselves.
Yeah,
Whoever designed us was a genius.
right. Great way to go. Way to go.
Way to go.
So this is my last one, but it's a doozy. And I think it's
Okay.
also one that like a lot of
Do you think this one will win?
no, I don't think this one will win, but
Oh.
it's like one that I think we've like another one that I think we've all heard. That if you go outside when it's cold, you will get a cold.
Mmm.
So basically, you're equally as likely to get a cold from the cold versus just the heat. So it's not you going outside with a jacket on that is what is gonna make you have a cold. Like germs
Right.
make you have a cold, but
Right.
um, so it says pretty much that like I guess where that comes from is cold weather weakens your defenses. So therefore you are more likely to get a cold if the environment is cold, but you're not. But also that's what's crazy cuz so the cold weather weakens your defenses for like your
Right.
immune system and your antibodies in your body to fight off like germs.
Right.
But they keep a hospital super cold because apparently they say that kills
Kills the
germs and keeps them
germs. Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
But it
S-
also, I guess, shoot, you need to do that because my defenses are down.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's cold.
It's
Yeah,
cold
that's
and
true.
yeah. So,
But then they put a blanket on you. I don't know.
yeah. So,
And give you some awesome I love hospital socks. Hospital
it's a
socks are my
oh yeah, you do like hospital socks.
I have a collection.
So, this also says according to an experiment carried away at Cardiff University, chill can cause a constriction of blood vessels in the nose, which inhibits the immune response and defenses. When colds are
Oh.
circulating in the community, pretty often persons carry the virus without developing the symptoms. But then, like,
Hmm.
I mean, think about it. It kind of makes sense. Like, I guess when it's cold, you naturally feel like more sniffly.
Right, right.
And like,
Yeah, the cold air
you
makes
know,
you, yes, yes.
so yeah.
Yeah, I've always thought too, like the reason, because you think, well, people get colds in the winter, but people are also indoors more
Oh
in the
yeah.
winter. At least in most of the country, people are indoors more, so you're trapped around other people who
Other
may or may not
people,
be carrying a virus. And
other germs in general, where people might have
hmm,
been in the summertime, you are out and about.
yeah,
You're not as like
yeah.
trapped inside. You're more out.
Although I
So
will say, there's nothing in the world worse than a summertime cold.
I
That
know, because then it's
sucks.
hot. Yeah. I also read that like it said that when you do have a cold, like when you're sick, it's also a lot of people think that you should like load up on vitamin C, but actually you should load up on vitamin D, not vitamin C when you're sick.
Oh,
Vitamin D will help
vitamin
you.
D.
Vitamin D will help you a
Interesting.
lot more than vitamin C. Vitamin C, I think, is pre cold.
Gotcha. Well, I know, yeah, because I know, like, I've talked about this before, but Zicam is something that I take if I feel like I'm getting a cold, and it, like, at least reduces it. Sometimes, like, I don't get the cold then. Um, but that's zinc and vitamin C and something else. So
Mhm.
that's pre-cold, though. That's preventative, not curative.
Yeah, like I guess if you're taking vitamin C because you have a cold, it's already too late.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
So, okay, here's my last one. And this one is also very interesting because this I learned something here. Um, the myth is people in the Middle Ages thought the earth was flat. Christopher Columbus had to bravely prove to everyone that he would not sail right off the edge of the world, which is the story that everybody heard. Was like people thought he was crazy. He was going to go try to go across the ocean to get to India, and he was going to, just sail right off the edge of the world. Reality is that educated people have known the earth is a sphere since ancient Greece around the 3rd century BC.
Mhm.
By the Middle Ages, virtually all sailors, scholars, and kings knew the world was round. The big debate in Columbus' time wasn't the shape of the earth, but how massive the Atlantic Ocean was, and Columbus actually vastly underestimated the size. So, because he thought he was going to sail and get to India, and he ended up landing here in
Oh,
good
I
old
heard
US
that.
of A.
Yeah. Mhm.
So that's interesting to me because I've always, everything I ever heard was that, yeah, people back when Columbus was sailing thought that the earth was flat. In fact, that hasn't been true since at least the 3rd century BC.
That's very interesting. I think I saw something about that he thought America was India or something like
Yeah.
that because like that's
Yeah,
where he was trying to
that's where he
get
was
to.
trying to get to, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
if you think of him sailing here and trying to get to India and thinking that he had gotten to India, which is why people referred to Native Americans as Indians. Um,
yeah.
so that's where they're saying he vastly underestimated how far he had to travel because he got here and was like, "I'm in India."
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's very
yeah, I
interesting.
think that I actually think that one wins. That one or the Thomas Edison one, I think win because both of those I until we had this episode, I never knew either of those were true.
So anyone who thinks that the Earth is flat, just tell them to take a boat around the Earth a little bit
Yeah.
with
Oh,
only a map, or actually not even a
exactly.
map.
Yeah.
Just go by
Yeah,
memory.
because well, no, because they'd fall off the edge. That's the problem. They're not gonna fall for that. No
Yeah,
pun
true.
intended.
They'd
Maybe the
fall
pun
for
was
the.
intended. I'm not sure. They're not gonna fall for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So there we are.
yeah. Hope everyone learned something today. I learned a few things.
I
Yeah,
did too.
it's really interesting. Learning about these little fun facts. I like doing that stuff. That's the kind of
Yeah.
research I like. That's the kind of homework I enjoy. Okay, that's the kind of
L-
history I like to learn about.
Yeah. Low stress is what I like to
Low,
refer to it as. Low
a
stress.
low stress
Low stress
education.
education. Where,
Yeah.
you know what? If some of our facts are wrong, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, I'm
So,
not being graded on this. So, since it's
yeah, that's right.
summertime and, Kids are out of school. Let them listen to this. Learn something. Learn something.
That's right.
Once in a while.
That's right. So let's call this your summer school lesson for today.
We should.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check us out again Thursday for true crime, and we will do fact checking on that and make sure that we're not spreading any myths there because that's important.
That is important. Yes, facts only for those episodes.
Yeah, and on Marvel Mondays, it's mostly made up. So
yeah,
enjoy that.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.